In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to posture up in your sales process so your prospects take you more seriously when you're presenting your product, service, or business. This is going to help you lead your prospects to a faster decision because we all hate those lingerers that hang out on our list for like ever, right? So stay tuned. Welcome to episode 138. My name is Tanya Aliza, and I help entrepreneurs and network marketers create success fast while most importantly designing a lifestyle that you love. So if you're new here, consider subscribing because I put out a brand new training episode and free resource for you and your business each and every week. So when I first got started in my business, I was really shy and I was really timid to say certain things to my prospects in my recruiting efforts. And what ended up happening is my prospects just walked all over me and they did not take my process seriously. And guess where that took me and my business? Didn't take us too far, right? So I realized that I needed to posture up. Now I did 3 things that helped me get more postured in my recruiting process. Number 1, I got committed to my process. So you probably know that you have a certain sales process that's proven to work in your business. Now there might be some reason why you're not implementing this process to the T perfectly. And I know for me, when I first got started, I knew what the process was. There was already a proven plan laid out in front of me, but for some reason, I deviated off of that plan and I tried to make it my own. I'm like, oh, I don't like it how they say that. I'm just going to say this. And guess what happened? It didn't work. So what I had to do is I had to come back to the fundamentals and I had to get committed to the proven process that I was being trained on until it worked. Number 2, I decided to get serious with my business. So I went about a year with sub-average, subpar results. And after about a year of going to the conferences and going to the events and seeing everybody else up on stage getting the prizes and awards and winning the incentives, I just got frustrated with my results and I decided to get serious with my business. So I carved out some time in the week that I was dedicated to working my business versus kind of playing it as a hobby or fly-by-night event that I could fit in when I had extra time. So I got really serious with my business when I actually blocked off the time, and then I got committed to doing what I needed to do, getting committed to my process inside of those time blocks that I had, that I was really focused in building my business versus treating it like a hobby. And number 3, I decided to not let my prospects break me from my processes and my commitment to my business. Meaning if I got an objection or a question that maybe shot me down or I got rejected, I didn't let it faze me. I didn't let that waver my results going forward. And I did in the beginning. So if somebody shot me down or rejected me, I got a little bit beat down. So I never allowed that to happen again. Now, if your prospects feel and they sense that you have unwavering belief in what it is that you're doing and you're fully 100% committed, there's almost nothing that they can say or do that's going to waffle you. Also, they're going to respect you and they're going to see what you have as a big opportunity because they see how serious and how committed you are. And that helps you when you get more postured in speaking with your prospects and get more postured with your process. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of how this worked really well in my world and how I got really postured in my inviting and my presenting and my closing, because I think examples are really going to help you here. But you guys know in every episode of Tanya AlizaTV, I like to equip you with a free resource that goes with the episode that you can use in your business to create results with fast. Today, since we're talking all about posturing up and getting committed to your processes and getting serious about your business, I've put together for you a free resource called my Inviting, Presenting, and Closing Like a Boss process. I share with you scripts and my exact process that I use when doing the invite, doing the presentation, and doing the close with my prospects. If you'd like to pick up that guide and see how I do it and copy it and model it into your business, you can head over to the blog at tanyaaliza.com/138. We'll leave a link for you below this video in the description box. You can click that link. It'll take you over to the blog, and right on my blog, you'll see this video, and then right below this video, there'll be a big yellow button that you can click and you can request free access to that guide that we put together for you in today's episode. I think you'll find a lot of value in it. So I want to share with you a very postured experience that I had with one of my rock stars on my team inside of my network marketing company. So I have a really good friend of mine. Her name is Lauren, and we used to actually be neighbors. And when I first got started with my network marketing team, I was like, man, I think Lauren would be so amazing at what we do. I would really love to work with her. And so I was really serious about that. And so what I did was I actually called her up, even though we were neighbors. I booked an appointment, and the invite kind of looked like this. It was like, hey, Lauren, something crossed my desk, got me really excited. I think you're going to want to take a look at this as well. By the way, it has everything to do with business, and I'm going to be tearing this thing up. I'm going to take it to the moon and back, and I would love the opportunity to share this with you because I think we would work really well together, and I think there's some incredible opportunity here that you might not want to miss out on. And so do you hear the posture in my voice? Now, also when I go into the presentation, and you'll see this in the guide, that I also do a takeaway. So I'm never really pushing my thing or trying to convince anybody to do anything. In fact, I'm taking it away from them, having them qualify themselves for the opportunity to work with me. So you can say little things like, hey, this may or may not be for you, but here's why I thought that it would be, and I think you would absolutely crush it. So using the little line like this may or may not be for you, it's kind of like a takeaway. Like you don't really care if they see the vision or not because you're going to be like charging through on this mission with or without them, but you would love to do it with them. In fact, that's something that I also say. I say, hey, look, I'm doing this thing and I'm running with this thing to the moon and back with or without you, but I would love to do it with you. So one of the things that happened with Lauren, and this I know happens to a lot of people, is she was kind of flaky in the beginning with trying to nail down a commitment time. Anybody feel me on that, where you're trying to follow up with a prospect or you're trying to make an appointment with a prospect and they're a little bit flaky with committing to a time with you? And so what I do is, rather than letting them walk all over my process, I am very serious about my process, and I let them see that I'm serious. So with Lauren, I said, look, girl, I know you're busy. I know that you have a lot going on. Look, we've tried to connect a couple of times to follow up on this thing. I am super busy and I don't want to waste your time, and I don't want to waste my time. So can we please nail down a time this week that we get committed to, we carve out the time, and we answer your questions, and we see if there's an opportunity for you to get started. And so when I'm talking, I'm not letting them tell me when we're really like doing this or not doing this. I'm like saying, hey, listen, I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. And I'm more postured in the process. By doing this, you will get more respect from your prospects as well. And they will actually see that you're building a serious business versus some little side project. Now, don't be afraid to call out the elephant in the room. And I kind of call this my elephant in the room strategy. So if somebody says to me, hey, Tanya, what do you say when somebody does this or says this to you? And I ask them, I say, well, what do you really want to say? And they'll tell me what's actually really on their mind and what they really want to say. And I always say, well, say some version of that. Because if the elephant is in the room, just call it out, right? If you know that they're being flaky and you're like, you kind of want to tell them that they're being flaky and you'd love to make a commitment with them, tell them that. You can do it in a nice, playful, postured way. And so don't let your prospects walk all over you. Control your process, control your sales process. Not only will you get better results in your business by doing that, you'll also get more respect from your prospects, and they will look at you more seriously, and they will take your business presentation more seriously if you do that. Now remember, I totally have you covered in this episode. If you'd like more scripts and processes that I personally use to invite, present, and close with my prospects, you can head over to the blog at TanyaAliza.com/138. I'll leave a link for you below this video in the description box. It'll take you to the blog, and all you have to do is click the big yellow button underneath this video on the blog post, and you'll get my scripts and processes for inviting, presenting, and closing. And I think you'll really find a lot of value in that guide. Question of the week. What's one area of your business that you know that you need to get better at? Or maybe you got really good at it, but it took some practice and it took some time to refine that skill set. Join the conversation in the comment section below and let me know what area that was for you in your business. So did you get some value out of today's episode? I truly hope you did. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Tanya AlizaTV. If you liked this episode and you think that it would add value in anybody else's lives, smash the share button, smash the like button, share this out with your people and your team, and I will see you on the next episode of Tanya AlizaTV.